What's going on? My name is Meraki, and on this channel, I help you find your potential. In this video, I want to talk about the idea of you are who you seek. There's a plethora of things that can actually truly mean. But in this specific scenario, I want to target people who can't comprehend the idea of becoming what you seek. I've heard people tell me, well, it's not like I want to date myself. I understand that. You don't want to date yourself. I think there's a common misconception where people believe that this idea means exactly that, where they think, well, if I need to become the person that I want, I just have to be me. Like, why am I not attracting me? No, you have to know yourself, and then you have to know the kind of person that you want. You have to express it in a way that makes sense to becoming the person that you seek. Meaning, if you want a woman, you have to become the man that woman seeks. You don't have to become yourself and find that in someone. You have to become the someone that they are seeking. And you need to know yourself. That woman that you seek needs to become the woman that you are seeking. And that is what it means when people say you are what you seek. A prime example in this tapestry of, people confusing spirituality or this essence of the all-knowing God Almighty, they don't realize that these kinds of concepts and ideas, they come from that place. It's not going to be something that you find in your books. They're very philosophical, very deep questions. But I see people on social media sharing this kind of stuff all the time, not really understanding what it means. So let's say, as a man, I want a woman who respects me. Ultimately, as a man, that's all we really want, right? Like, we just want a woman to respect us. That's it. I don't give a shit if you can't cook, if you can't clean, if you can't do anything that a woman is supposed to do in the nuclear family setting. But man, if you respect me, that's it. I'm gonna do a little something right here, and I'm gonna have my producer do some type of holy shit, like man. If a woman truly respects a man, that man becomes powerful. And all of this, again, this is that tapestry of this whole idea. You need to basically look at it like this. You need to understand that if I want a woman who is fit and healthy and takes care of herself and goes to yoga and all of these things, then I need to understand what kind of man I need to become so that my woman does those things. It's not about trying to find it out here. You're not gonna ever find it outside of yourself. Once you become that person, that's what you will attract. If you can't do the things that a high value, high quality woman needs you to do as a man, you're not gonna attract that kind of woman. And vice versa. This all goes the same for women. Bottom line, you are what you seek. You are playing every character in this existence. And that's the key. Understanding who you need to become for the character to exist in your life. Because I'll tell you what, you're not gonna have a high valuable woman in your life if you are not the high value man she seeks. There are a multitude of different reasons, and I'm gonna give you one of the biggest secrets as a man. As a man, if you hang out with a girl, you talk to her a little bit, and then you finally hook up with that woman, the dynamic in that power has shifted now. Because up until the point that she actually engages in sexual intercourse with you, you don't have the power she does. Women, understand, that's your power. The moment you give that away, the man now has control. And you can deny that all you want. In fact, let me hear what you have to say in the comments about that. What essentially you can do as a man is, once that dynamic shifts and you take control over that power, don't just go head over heels and to bat for this woman and go all crazy and love bomb her and do all these weird things that people do nowadays. You actually need to just pull your energy back slightly. Pull it back about 60%, give her about 40%. Don't text her and say all of these things up front and how you want to see her and all this stuff. It's not to be manipulative and to control and to say, the caveman mindset that happens in some of these dudes' head when they think they're all shit. Draw back that energy, and if she tries a little harder, text you first more, she's wanting to get more of your time, that is a good indication that that woman is a high value woman. And the reason I say that is because a non-high value woman will brush you off, get with the girls, talk shit like,
we don't need them. We're better off.
yada, yada, yada. And she'll go out and she'll have sex with some dude the next day. And when you call her out on it, like I thought that was our thing, they'll have all excuses in the book. Well, we're not together. Well, you stop talking to me. It's just a low value woman. You don't want that shit in your life. Swipe left. Next them. It doesn't matter. Not happening. Instant out. I'm telling you, if you continue on with a woman like that, you're gonna waste your time, you're gonna waste your energy, and you are gonna lose in the end. But a woman, again, who tries and gives a little more effort and doesn't just go sleep with someone else randomly, even though, yeah, she could because you're not together, that's a high value woman who does not exchange that sexual energy easily. Be lucky that you got it and now start stepping up as a real man. That's the number one key in today's age with how easy it is to hook up with people, to recognize value and non-value. And women, in retrospect, if the man isn't doing that and he's love bombing you and he's trying to draw you in and make you believe like, oh my God, this is so unbelievably, just incredibly like a fairy tale, it's so unreal. That is unreal. It's called love bombing. It's a lot of what narcissistic personalities are doing every relationship, one to the next to the next. They know how to get that supply because they know what women want to hear. All narcissists are just good at one thing, and it's the ability to manipulate. It's the ability to manipulate the conversation by being able to read what that woman is seeking. Because women, most of you you give it all out there all the time. You want to be loved, you want to be seen, you want to be heard. We all do. It's just a little bit more emotional for you, which is understandable because that's your role, is to be emotional. I know this video is all about, I guess it's just a little bit about kind of everything. It's a little bit about the relationship aspect of things, about what that means, how to navigate that, how to become that person. Because I know previously in this video I said something and I said, you are playing every character. When you understand that you are creating all of this and you are attracting things into your life by who you become, you will then recognize that the reason you have the house or the money or the woman or the friend or whatever it is you have is only because of who you've become. The person you are is the person that has those things in the reality. My personal life is a dream. I have a whole team of people, producers, editors, doctors, lawyers, all kinds of things in my life that are meant for my business and my growth and the things that come with who I'm being. My partner is nothing shy of a queen, and that is because I simply try to live my life as the king. You know what a king does? You know what makes a man a king? This is it. It is a man who leads. And it is not just a man who leads through fear. It is a man who leads when he is afraid and does it anyways. That's true courage, and that is a true fucking man. I will say that tenfold. A true man is a man who leads. If you can become a man who leads a team, leads a family, you will have a group of people that are essentially your soldiers that will go to war with you. As cliche as that shit sounds, it is the truth. Stop trying to be the man who wants all women. That's not the right man. Be a man who wants a powerful woman, and you will move mountains in this fucking world. If you have one woman to love you unconditionally in this lifetime, you better hold on to that with everything you got. You're the one who needs to go to war first as a leader, and that's how everyone else will do it for you. You have to charge into battle as a man and lead. That is what makes a king a king. Your partner, whoever it is you're looking for, it exists, but it only exists outside of who you are. And I really want you to understand the concept in that. It means something. You have to set aside this conventional thinking about relationships. Don't you think there's a reason for this cycle of trauma and abuse that continues to happen over and over and over and over again in this life? You see it all around you. Why do you think narcissism has become such a huge frontal piece of society? It is on the forefront. It is the leading edge of all things relationships. And the reason being is because the energy is shifting. People are starting to become aware of these things, yet so many people are narcissistic, and they're just continuing the cycle. Narcissists are the ones who capitalize on everything to harm individuals because they want money. Narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths are the ones who run this world. Literally, they're the reason why we're in slavery. Slavery's never gone away. Let me remind you, that's a whole nother video, but the world is only going to reflect who you are. And the way it works is that you need to become what it is you want, but not meaning that you actually become that thing, because you need to be you. You need to become the individual who has said thing, because that said thing is also looking for you. It wants you. It's like, oh man, I want that man, Tyler. Don't ask me why I use that name, just a random dude's name. And he's this and he's that and he's the perfect, and this Tyler's like, oh, I want Jenny, who's, this and that and the other thing, and they both want each other, right? All they gotta do is stop the want, stop chasing, because you're not gonna find it that way. You have to become it, and next thing you know, your worlds are gonna collide. I promise you, that is the way of the universe. It is how all of this works. Everything, every single thing outside of you is because of who you are. It's who you are. And people may say, well, when I was a kid, how was I a person who got abused and who I got this and that and the other thing? It's because it was an unintentional character. All you were was innocence. That's why these motherfuckers preying on children and all of this shit, child abusers, no matter what the abuse is, they gotta go. They don't belong here. They're the evil. They're the demonic shit that's happening. They're so innocent that they don't get a choice per se. They take the innocence of children, and then that automatically makes them become something that they never wanted to become, and that is a trauma-riddled, broken down, marooned, cognitive ability to accept love ever. And it really fucks you up. So me saying that you got to become that thing, you have to intentionally become that thing. You have to intentionally, because once you are aware of it, when you were a child, you weren't. It was your environment, the environment of your guardians, to maintain your freedom, your safety, and your experience. If they failed you on that, that is why you became the character you became. And maybe you did become the character who got molested, and maybe you did become the character, and that is only because the character you were was pure innocence. That's it. Nothing more. As hard as it is to say, I am a person who's been molested in their life, and it's unfortunate. And it's not a woe is me, I'm the victim. I understand it now and I can accept it. I accept it, as crazy as this sounds, as my own responsibility, because I was unintentionally innocent. But for a long time, it created deep-rooted narcissistic traits inside of me because of shame, because of the trauma, because of the fear of ever having that happen to me, or any of the abuse that I've gone through. And I don't talk about these stories and these things just to get people to feel any kind of way. It's because it's raw, it's real, it is the truth. I can sit there with you. It's why I'm so hellish on things around that subject. So in this video, I said that we would get to the bottom line of you are what you seek. If you understand that you are creating it all, you have been since before you even entered this existence, and that's what people don't really understand. There is a veil, it falls down on you once you're in your formative years of 0 to 7. You're in theta state, which is essentially you connecting to the divine in a way that once you're able to go into those other wave states, delta and alpha and bravo, the veil falls through that, because it's all energy and frequency. It's just the brainwave state that you're in. Those frequencies are connecting to what's beyond this physical. And that's why children can see paranormal activity and connect to source and all of those things. But you're being created in those formative years. It's like formatting a program. And then once that program is formatted and set, it runs based on what happens to that innocence. Again, don't mistake me saying that you need to take responsibility for everything in your life, even including all of the negative, bad things that have happened to you. Don't mistake that by me saying it's your fault, because there's a big difference. It's not your fault when you're a child. When you're an adult and you start making conscious decisions, once you become aware of it and you start choosing it rather than changing it, then you bet your ass it's your fault. Your life is your fault. And the information that I want to share with people is this kind of information, because I believe that people need new ways of thinking. Look at what the old ways of thinking have caused. Look at the disconnection it has caused between people. It's disgusting. It hurts my heart. It weighs heavy. It's not cool. But I believe in God, and I know that through that light, we can change this. The way we change this is by understanding the fundamentals of what I like to call live Meraki. It is a way of life. It is a true way of being, based on the decisions that you make. The way you think, feel, and act is who you become. When you realize that you are what you seek, and that what you become is why you're going to perceive the reality that you have, you need to become the character of the character you want, desired character. If I am a man, I need to become the man of the woman that wants me, because that woman I also want. And simultaneously, we will become those things, and when we reach that vibrational frequency together, our worlds will collide. So I urge you to join me on this journey. Let me know in the comments what stuck out to you in this video. And I want you to also type something down in the comments, because this is going to reaffirm it in your subconscious mind. And it's this: what I seek is seeking me. I must become before I receive. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Meraki. Peace, love, and live Meraki.